To Kill Gandhi, written by James M. Freeman. Fade in, scroll, India, 1946. Violence explodes between Muslims demanding their own nation and Hindus who refuse to give it to them. In Calcutta, a 4-day massacre in August leaves 4,000 people dead and 100,000 homeless. Exterior, Baliagat Bosti, night. Brahma Bull lopes past colonnaded stores filled with shoppers. Above them, just second-floor balconies with intricate wrought iron railings. A mosque and a Hindu temple rise in the distance. Malabir, 25, a Brahmin priest's sacred thread across his bare, muscular chest, marches down the road, an obsidian talisman of the goddess Kali, holding a sword and a severed head, dangles from his neck. Malabir grips a bicycle chain in his right hand. Behind Malabir march 10 men wearing oval Gandhi caps. They carry swords, knives, and iron pipes. Further down the street, looters wearing Muslim skull caps emerge from a shop, soaked in blood, stuffing money in their shirt pockets. They shake and fling soda bottles at a crowd of Hindu men wearing dhotis and women in saris. The explosions send chunks of glass into soft flesh. The victims scream, run, fall, and trample those underfoot. Malabir and his men block the road. A Muslim looter shakes a bottle and hesitates. The bottle blows up in his face. A bearded man, 25, rushes Malabir with a knife.
Allah is great.
Malabir flicks his bicycle chain. The bearded man's nose cascades blood, and the knife falls from his hand. Another strike rips open his left eye. The man drops to one knee. The final 2 blows crush his head, and the bearded man pitches forward.
Enjoy paradise.
The remaining Muslims scatter in all directions. A couple of feet from Malabir stands Bhima, 30, a giant of a man. At Bhima's feet, a boy, 5, wearing a Muslim skull cap, scrambles on hands and knees. Bhima raises his sword. The small boy looks up and screams. Malabir grabs Bhima's arm, tattooed with images of skulls.
You're quite a hero.
We're the saviors of India. Our leaders say so.
Malabir gently lifts the boy. A woman, 30s, wearing a long robe and a Muslim headscarf, opens a door, and Malabir hands her the boy. She quickly closes the door.
That's a Muslim.
No, a child.
Exterior, Baliagat Bosti, day. Super, 12 hours later. The colonnaded shops stand in ruins. Beyond them, flames shoot up around the mosque and the Hindu temple. Smashed chairs, cabinets, and decayed vegetation litter the street. Dogs and vultures tear flesh off bloated bodies strewn everywhere, while the rib cages of corpses, picked clean, gleam white. Water streams from broken mains, cascading over severed limbs. Bodies hang over 2-wheeled carts, clog open drains, block alleyways, and cover the street around stone urinals. Malabir, bruised and bloodied, sprawls in a smashed doorway. An open lorry arrives with a heavy-set uniformed constable, 35, and 4 workmen, ghost-like behind stench masks. The workmen strip the dead of trousers, shirts, and shoes, toss the bodies in the lorry, and throw lime on them. More corpses litter the street. The workmen cover them with straw and set fire to them. The circling vultures and dogs recoil from the heat. Malabir stirs, stands. The constable runs towards him, waving a lathi.
Halt!
Malabir leaps over a pile of bodies and darts around a corner. The constable stumbles, then returns to the lorry. Super, 1946 to 1947. Riots and massacres break out in eastern India. Gandhi comes to Calcutta to stop the bloodshed. Interior, house, inner courtyard, night. A radio sits on a table in the middle of the courtyard, filled with men and women sitting separately on the polished mud floor. Super, June 3, 1947.
Partition in India and Pakistan will take place August 15th, 1947.
The people in the courtyard jump up and cheer. Interior, Guru's house, bedroom, night. A large plank bed with rolled up mosquito nets sits on one side of a cavernous, whitewashed room. A brass tray containing cones of glistening green beetle leaves rests on the bed next to Guru, 55, bodybuilder thick. Cheetah, 50, tall and slender, dressed in trousers and collarless shirt, sits on a wooden chair near the bed. Malabir sits on the floor next to Cheetah. Super, August 13, 1947, 2 days before the partition. Guru offers Cheetah a beetle. He shakes his head. Guru hands a beetle to Malabir, who pops it in his mouth.
You are a special warrior. We have big plans for you.
See you, Captain?
Bigger.
Guru slides off the bed onto the floor. He grabs hold of Malabir's shoulders.
Gandhi must die. We order you to kill him.
Pause. Malabir leaps up and strides around the room.
The father of our nation?
Cheetah smacks his hands together.
Betrayer of our nation, friend of Muslim. He's handed them our country. He must be punished.
I took you in off the street. I fed you meat and milk. I trained you to fight. Why? To kill all who harm Mother India.
Save our Hindu race. Kill all Muslims and those who help them.
What about the innocent?
No one is innocent. Mothers bear children who grow up to wage jihad. All must be sacrificed for the higher good.
Cheetah jumps up from his chair. He catches hold of Malabir and looms over him.
Are you with us?
Malabir presses his palms together. Guru stands and walks over to Malabir and Cheetah.
People will hail you as a hero of India.
Cheetah hands Malabir a roll of bills.
Wealth will follow.
Make us proud.
Malabir counts the bills one by one. He drops the bills and prostrates himself before Guru and Cheetah.
I've never killed an old man.
Bring her in.
The door flings open and Bhima enters, pushing Nalini, 17, a torn cloth sari wrapped around her ample figure, her long black hair loose and disheveled. Guru motions to Nalini, who drops to her knees and touches his feet. Guru leans over her and yanks her by the hair. She falls forward as he pulls out a knife.
Kill Gandhi or I'll slit her throat.
Guru slashes Nalini across her cheekbone. Blood spills onto her sari.
Save Gandhi!
You've got 24 hours.
Exterior, Balyagat Busti, day. Super, August 14, 1947, the day before the partition. A crumbling, once stately home with broken doors and windows stands among burned-out shops and mud and thatch huts ringed by overflowing open drains. Exterior, Haidari Mansil Mansion, front grounds, day. Hundreds of visitors, most of them women and children, swarm over the muddy grounds. Guards, 20s and 30s, wearing oval Gandhi caps or Muslim skull caps, push them into a line. The queue snakes from the door of the mansion, past a scummy green, mosquito-infested pond, beyond the gate, and out to the street. Malabir, wearing trousers and a long, flowing shirt, shoves his way through the teeming crowd. Exterior, mansion, veranda, day. A sudden surge propels Malabir up the uneven stairs onto the covered veranda. To keep his balance, he wraps his arms around one of the pockmarked columns. A dhoti-clad guard, 30s, with a Gandhi cap, points him inside.
Over there to see Gandhi.
Interior, mansion, hallway, day. Malabir moves with a crush of people until he reaches an open door. A young woman, 20s, barefoot, in a plain cotton sari, directs the visitors to enter. Interior, Gandhi's room, day. Malabir peers inside. In one corner sits Gandhi, 77, shirtless, surrounded by women, bowing, swaying, and tripping over each other as they inch past him. Interior, hallway, day. Malabir, at the doorway, pushes but cannot squeeze through. He turns around and moves down the hallway. He reaches a door, turns the latch, edges into an unlit room, and closes the door. Interior, unlit room, day. Motes of light pass through the wide cracks in the wooden window shutters. Trash and piles of broken furniture litter the room. Malabir slinks behind a cabinet, missing a door. He sits down, hidden from sight. Muffled voices emanate from the hallway. The sounds increase as the latch turns and the door opens. Malabir freezes against the cabinet. He pulls out his knife, a large serrated blade. The barefoot young woman enters the room, tosses an empty carton on the floor, steps back outside, and closes the door. Super, several hours later. Malabir moves to the window and opens the shutters. A lustrous full moon greets him high in the sky. He moves to the door and opens it a crack. He eases into the hallway, empty and silent. Interior, Gandhi's room, night. An oil lamp flickers, revealing smudged walls of peeling paint and a small hand-operated spinning wheel. Gandhi, rimless spectacles on his nose, hunches over the spinning wheel. With his left hand, he pulls a cotton thread. With his right, he turns the small wheel. Malabir creeps into the room, inching closer to Gandhi.
You need not speak about.
With his head down, Gandhi turns the wheel several times. Malabir steps forward. He grasps his knife in his right hand. With his left hand, he reaches inside his shirt and pulls out the talisman of Kali. Gandhi stares at the knife. Then he resumes spinning.
Young man, I'm weary and old. What's stopping you?
Pucci, If I don't do it, Guru, my leader, will kill the woman I love.
Gandhi stops spinning and looks straight at Malabir.
Save the girl. She has her life before her.
Malabir looks down. He turns the blade over. He stands without moving. After several seconds, Malabir lowers the knife.
I don't kill the defenseless.
Your reluctance shows strength, unlike your guru. What kind of man sends another to kill?
I am repaying a debt.
Killing does not repay debts. It leads to more killing.
He loves me because I kill.
That's not love. What has this guru done to you? Who are you?
My name is Malabir, wrestler hero.
That's a Gunda, street gang name, not you.
Gandhi stands up. He walks over to a mat in a corner of the room and sits down. Malabir follows him. Mat area. A thin, tattered book rests on the mat. Gandhi pats the mat. Malabir sits next to him and places his knife on the floor. Gandhi picks up the book and opens it to an illustration of a war scene, an archer in a chariot driven by an individual painted in blue. He hands the book to Malabir, who peers at the picture.
Lord Krishna and Arjuna. As a child, I listened to the priest chanting their story.
Like you, Arjuna the warrior had to choose to kill or not. Both choices lead to sorrow.
Gandhi points to the blue figure.
Do you recall Lord Krishna's advice?
Act according to your true nature, without concern for personal gain or loss.
Malabir seizes the knife and jumps to his feet.
Arjuna kills.
My true path is non-violence.
Malabir places the knife at Gandhi's throat. Gandhi does not flinch. He looks Malabir in the eye.
You make friends with Muslims. You encourage them to separate from India.
I have fought with every fiber of my being to prevent that.
You stay here with a Muslim, Chief Minister Shurawardi.
Will you assassinate him as well?
He started last year's big riot.
What he did was wrong. More killing is also wrong. We're showing that Hindus and Muslims can live together in peace.
Malabir removes the knife from Gandhi's throat.
Hindus and Muslims have never lived in peace. My guru says so.
He fills you with falsehoods and hate. I know Muslims and Hindus who call each other uncle and nephew. They attend each other's ceremonies.
My guru calls you the enemy of Hindus.
I was born a Hindu. I live as a Hindu. I urge peace for all. How am I anyone's enemy?
Gandhi holds out his hands and looks at Malabir. Pause.
I could have been famous. Instead, my woman will die. No matter what I do, someone dies.
I am heartbroken for her, for you, for all who suffer.
Malabir opens his fist and the knife drops to the floor.
Others will come to kill you.
That is as may be.
Malabir bows and presses his palms together, snatches the knife and slips out the window. Exterior, Haidari, Mansell, mansion, front grounds, night. A cloud of mosquito buzzes over the pond. The chirping of crickets cuts through the silence of the night. A burly guard, 30s, wearing a Muslim skullcap, sits at the front gate. Exterior, mansion, outside Gandhi's window, night. Gandhi, inside the room, passes by the open window. Hussein Shahid Shurawardi, 55, portly, in a white suit with stained underarms, follows behind him. Malabir dozes outside, a jute bag serving as his mat. Along the outer wall, a massive shape creeps slowly towards Gandhi's window. The figure trips. A dog yelps and runs off. Malabir awakens and stands up. He moves silently towards the intruder. He draws his knife. Bhima steps out from the darkness, knife in hand. Malabir leaps and Bhima slashes his arm. Malabir drops his knife. They grapple near the window. Malabir grabs Bhima's arm and twists it. Bhima's knife falls to the ground. Malabir puts him in a headlock and Bhima thrashes violently. They fall and roll in the mud. The voices of Gandhi and Shurawadi carry outside.
To achieve peace, sometimes you have to use force.
Better to die.
Better to live.
Bhima flails, unable to break Malabir's grip. With Malabir hanging onto him, Bhima stands up. Bhima smashes Malabir into the wall with a thud.
What's that?
In the shadows, Malabir covers Bhima's mouth. Shurawadi peers out the window, then moves away.
Nothing.
Bhima convulses and rips at Malabir's hands. Malabir jabs a thumb into Bhima's eye. As Bhima's head jerks back, Malabir crushes Bhima's windpipe.
Riots. Killing. What have they accomplished?
Sounds of fireworks.
Accomplished. It's midnight, August 15th. The moment of partition. Pakistan and India are independent.
More violence will follow.
Sounds of cheering voices.
The people are celebrating.
This is a time to mourn.
Exterior, mansion, front grounds, night. People dance in the street at the front gate. Fireworks explode high above them. Malabir staggers under the weight of a bulging jute bag slung over his shoulder. He passes the Muslim guard at the gate, watching the fireworks.
Peace be with you.
Without turning his head, the guard waves Malabir through. Bhima's tattooed arm pops out and dangles from the bag as Malabir passes beyond the gate. Fade out.